Hello there everyone, and welcome back for another mod review. And today I got a fantastic John Deere pack for all the John Deere lovers out there. I'm sure you're going to like this. This is the Ultimate John Deere pack version 2.0. There's 24 zip files in this, guys, so you will have to unzip the first zip file, take out all 24 zip files and put them on in your folder. There's 29 pieces altogether, and the file size for this is 706 megabytes. Now, the different categories are, there's going to be 4 plows, 2 cultivators, 11 different seeders, 3 fertilizer spreaders, 4 mowers, and 4 balers. So this thing is huge. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to discuss a few things regarding this mod pack. We'll go over the shop and check out the specs on all of these, and we'll test most of them out. So I hope you can stick around, and let's get started. Okay guys, we'll start with the 4 plows first. This is the John Deere 2720 combination ripper, 97,500 in the shop with a $35 a day maintenance fee. Has a 9-meter work width, 20 km/h work speed, requires 342 kilowatts and 465 horsepower to pull it. Works just fine. Looks great too. Next up, we have the John Deere 9957 Furrow. It's going to cost you $30,000 in the shop with a $100 a day maintenance fee. Has a 4-meter work width, 15 km/h work speed. It requires 194 kilowatts to be able to pull it and 250 horsepower. So let's give that a go. Works just fine, and it has a cool animation there, small, and does the job just well. Next up, we have the John Deere 220 disc. Costs you $6,950 in the shop with a $10 a day maintenance fee. Has a 6.5 meter work width, 12 km/h work speed, and it requires 74 kilowatts and 100 horsepower to be able to pull it. So very cool. Okay, then we have our last plow here. This is the John Deere 2100. It's going to cost you $39,500 in the shop with a $45 a day maintenance fee. Has a work width of 6 meters and a work speed of 14 km/h. It requires 221 kilowatts and 300 horsepower to be able to pull it. And it works just fine, as you can see, and it looks really great. Over in the shop, they're all located under plows. Over the end, there's all 4 of them there. Okay guys, we're going to move on to the 2 cultivators now. This is the John Deere 2623 50-foot disc. It's going to cost you $109,500 in the shop with a $35 a day maintenance fee. Has a 15.5 meter work width and a 20 km/h work speed. The required power to pull this is 257 kilowatts and 350 horsepower. There it goes. That's better. Okay. You'll notice with some of these too, when you hook up to it, you get a cool little animation of the thing being cranked up. That's cool, I like that. Okay, next up. This is just like the last one. This is called the John Deere 2623, but it is the 30-foot instead of a 50-foot. Price in the shop is $58,950 with a $30 a day maintenance fee. It has a 9-meter work width, 20 km/h work speed. Requires 140 kilowatts and 190 horsepower to be able to pull this, guys. And you can see it works just fine, and it looks great. Both of them are going to be located under cultivators all the way over the end, and there they are there. Like I said, one is 50 and the other is 30. Next up, we have 11 different John Deere seeders we're going to be taking a look at. So let's get started. Okay, next up we have this nice little seeder. This is the John Deere 8350. This both seeds and fertilizes. It cultivates as well. This is $6,000 in the shop with an $80 a day maintenance fee. Has a 6-meter work width with a 20 km/h work speed. So not bad at all, guys. There it is at work. By the way, you can press the N key and open that up. See the stuff inside. And next up we have the John Deere 1890-1910 14-meter seeder. It's going to cost you $215,000 in the shop with a $670 a day maintenance fee. That's quite expensive. Has a 13.5 meter work width, and it has a 15 km/h work speed. Requires 184 kilowatts and 250 horsepower to pull this, and it works just great. Cultivates as well. This is a replica of the last one, except this one has a much bigger work width, Last one had a work width of 14 meters. This one has a 22 meter work width. This is the John Deere 1890 by 1910, 22 meter. It's going to cost you $265,000 in the shop with a $670 a day maintenance fee. The required power to pull this is 294 kilowatts and 400 horsepower. Look, I'm caught up on something there. 15 kilometer an hour work speed. Okay, next up, this will look familiar to a lot of people. This is the John Deere DB90. It's going to cost you $322,167 in the shop, $260 a day maintenance fee. Has a 27 meter work width, guys, and a 15 kilometer an hour work speed. Required power to pull this is 239 kilowatts and 325 horsepower. Lower it down and start them up. That works just great. Next up, we have the John Deere 1770 planter. It's going to cost you $72,000 in the shop, $500 with a $160 a day maintenance fee. Has a work width of 44 meters. I don't know if that's 44 meters. I can't see that. I doubt it. That's probably feet. 18 kilometer an hour work speed. The required power to pull this is not listed, unfortunately. And you can see, by the way, guys, down at the bottom right hand corner of all these mods I'm reviewing, you can see the amounts they hold. And that works just great. Look at that. It has the ridge markers there too, guys. Next up, we have the John Deere 1890 by 1910 42 foot Cedar. It's going to cost you $187,177 in the shop with a $670 a day maintenance fee. Has a 12.8 meter work width and a 15 kilometer an hour work speed. Required power to pull this 221 kilowatts and 300 horsepower. Very nice, works just great, cultivates and seeds. Next up, we have this cool looking little Cedar here. This is the John Deere 1990 42 foot Cedar. This will cost you $169,626 in the shop with a $470 a day maintenance fee. Has a 12.8 meter work width and a 15 kilometer an hour work speed. Requires 184 kilowatts and 250 horsepower to pull this, and it looks and works just great here, guys. Here we have the John Deere 1760. Holds seed and fertilizer. Price in the shop is $24,950 with a $2 a day maintenance fee. Has a 9 meter work width and an 18 kilometer an hour work speed. Required power to pull this is 88 kilowatts and 120 horsepower. Looks really cool too. Next we have this nice looking Cedar here. Has a pretty decent work width. This is the John Deere 7200. Holds seed and fertilizer. Will cost you $35,000 in the shop with a $4 a day maintenance fee. Has an 18.6 meter work width and 18 kilometer an hour work speed. Requires 88 kilowatts and 120 horsepower to pull this. Okay, and then we have this huge guy here. This guy both seeds and fertilizes. Uses liquid fertilizer. This is the John Deere DB120. The price in the shop is $25,000 with a $20 a day maintenance fee. Has a work width of 36.2 meters, so that's huge. 18 kilometer an hour work speed, and the required horsepower is unlisted, unfortunately. And that works just great. Sorry I'm not right on the field there, but you get the point. Okay, and last but not least, we got this really nice Cedar here. This is the John Deere DB60. Disposed seeds and fertilizes. Price in the shop is $251,625 with a $225 a day maintenance fee. Has a work width of 18.7 meters and a work speed of 14 kilometers an hour. You can't hire a worker with this, guys, unfortunately. Yeah, this one you'll have to do it yourself. You cannot hire a worker with this Cedar. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, the DB60 here, you can't hire a worker, but what a beautiful Cedar. That's too bad. Hopefully they can fix that, because that's really sharp looking. I like that. And here's all your Cedars over in the shop. Under the Cedar section, we got 4 there. 5, 6, 7. That's one I already had. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to our fertilizers here. There is actually just 3 of them. I know there's 5 pieces there, but this John Deere right here attaches this sprayer to the back and this dry fertilizer to the back. So those 3 pieces are basically one piece. Then you got your mobile sprayer over there, and the one attaches to the back of a tractor. So let's take a look at these. This is the John Deere 4730 sprayer. The horsepower is unlisted, unfortunately. The price in the shop is $245,000 with a $245 a day maintenance fee. Has a 44 meter work width and a 16 kilometer an hour work speed. Holds 5,000 liters, guys. So let's take a little look around with that. Has a flat finish on it. I find most of the John Deere stuff does, but not too bad, and it runs quite well. Let's jump inside. We'll start it up. Test out a few things here. Lights and stuff. There's 1, 2, 3 light settings. Turn that off. Try out our signal lights here. Hazards are good. Beacons work. Horn. Okay, let's look inside the interior here. Yeah, all these interiors I find with the John Deeres for the most part are like basically like this, just unfinished, and but I mean, it'll serve the purpose. I don't usually drive around in the cab anyway, so that doesn't really bother me, but it may bother others. .44 meter work width, holds 5,000 liters, moves at 16 kilometers an hour. 245,000 in the shop. So if you hold in your left mouse button, you can move your sprayer up and down. If you hold it in and move side to side, you can adjust your tires, the width of your tires. So turn them on, and there we go. It's working just beautifully. It's not going to do that part there because it's already fertilized when I seeded it there. So that works just great. Next up, we have the John Deere R4045. It's going to cost you $286,000 in the shop with $286,209. Its horsepower is 254 kilowatts and 346 horsepower. $600 a day it's going to cost you for a maintenance fee, and a max speed of 60 kilometers an hour. Like I said, that hooks to these two attachments here, the wet sprayer and the dry spreader. You can take it with wider tires as well. Let's jump on inside. We'll start it up. Try out some of the lighting. 1, 2, 3 light settings. Signal lights. Oh yeah, they're on the back. Okay. Hazards. There we go. Let's try out. No beacons on this? Nope. Okay. Horn. Good. Let's take a look inside the cab here. A little bit better of an interior. I like that it has control panels and digital displays there. This one's actually a little better. I like this. This is the John Deere R4045 sprayer attachment. It's going to cost you $168,283 in the shop with a $20 a day maintenance fee. The work width is 36.6 meters with a 20 kilometer an hour. Okay, so we'll unfold it here. So this actually has beacons on that. That attachment looks fantastic. Really like that. Big old work width. Same idea, guys. Hold in the mouse button and you can drag that up and down. Side to side will do your wheels. Okay, let's start this guy up. Look at that. What a great animation. That looks fantastic. Hire a worker. Uh-oh. Doesn't look like you can hire a worker, guys. That's unfortunate. Maybe they can fix that in the next update. But that looks fantastic. That spray looks really, really good. So there is the dry spreader, guys. We'll have to go over the shop to take a look at this one because I kind of ran out of room on my page here. But the DN495, it's all full of fertilizer there. That's going to be under, the other ones that I just did are going to be under your wet, of course. There's the 3 of them there, the attachment for that. And then when you go over to dry, there's going to be the other 2, the 2 we're going to look at now. So that is the John Deere R4045 spreader. Going to cost you $60,207 in the shop. $200 a day maintenance fee. Holds 10,000 liters. Has a 26 meter work width, 20 kilometer an hour work speed. I'm just going to start from here. So I'm thinking that you probably can't hire a worker spreading this stuff either, but let's turn it on. Great animation there. Pretty good work speed. Let's try the hire worker. No, can't hire a worker, unfortunately, but that looks great and works great. And this is the John Deere DN345. It's going to cost you $100,000 in the shop. 27 meter work width, $500 a day. That's pretty steep. Looks and works just fine. Hire a worker? Yes, you can. So you can hire a worker with this. Okay, on to our mowers. We have 4 different mowers here. 2 are for a tractor setup. 1 in the front, 1 in the back. Then we have a smaller one there, and then we get this cool little ride-on here. So we'll be taking a look at these right now. This is the John Deere 956 Moco used. I don't know what the used part means. $9,000 in the shop, $500 a day maintenance fee. Wow, that's really expensive. Unfortunately, guys, the work width is unlisted, and it has a 15 km/h harvesting speed. Well, maybe you do have to lower it. I didn't see that button. There we go. It's even leaving a little swath behind. Nice. That's kind of neat. I like that. Great for smaller farms. Some edge work and stuff. Very nice. Next up, we have our front and rear tractor attachments for the mower. This is the John Deere F350R mower. It's going to cost you $30,579 in the shop with an $11 a day maintenance fee. Wow, they're really all over the place with these maintenance fees. Has a work width of 3.5 meters and a work speed of 22 km/h. So we'll be testing that out in a second. Here is the rear attachment. This is the John Deere R990R back mower. It's going to cost you $73,755 in the shop with a $42 a day maintenance fee. That's more like it. Work width of 9.9 meters and a work speed of 22 km/h. So this thing can fly. Okay, I have my attachments all hooked up here. It'll probably look even better on a John Deere, but it looks pretty good on that Fendt. Let's unfold here. Front piece. We'll lower him down. Let's bring up our toolbar here so we can flip over to the back and unfold him as well. These things look fantastic. Lower him down. Let's go back to our front one, turn that on, and try this out. That works great, guys. Great animation there. Doesn't put it into one swath, but that looks fantastic. And look how fast we're moving. What a cool little ride-on we have here, guys. This is the John Deere 36-inch, or 3 feet, 1982 diesel ride-on mower. It's only cost you $300 in the shop with a $0 a day maintenance fee. Has a work width of 1.8 meters and a work speed, actually a max speed of 20 km/h. You have a few different variations you can choose from in the shop. This is 140 kilowatts and 190 horsepower. Let's go over to the shop, look at these mowers here right quick. Over to the end, there's all, well, this one here. This one's not included. That's one I had from before. There's your ride-on right there. And like I said, you can take it standard, beast mode, or power pack. And you can take a basic or PTO hydro. I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty cool. So this one's all pimped up, the one I got. And just listen to this thing. Well, let's take a little look around at it first. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. I like it. Just the sound of it. Listen. It just barely fits that thing. It looks like a little boy on it. Okay, so we lower this down. No, we can't. Let's turn it on. So I'll bring up my HUD here. I hope you guys can hear me over that. You can open the hood with the X button. You'll believe that's about all you can do. Turn it off and on with the B button. Let's go. Look, this thing can move too. It's awesome. And lastly, we'll be taking a look at these 4 balers, guys. Some of these are round, some of these are square. They all work on grass, hay, and straw. So let's get started. Next up, we got this cool little round baler here. This is the John Deere 568. This makes round bales. It's going to cost you $14,900 in the shop with a $5 a day maintenance fee. Work width is not listed. 15 km/h work speed. This requires 70 horsepower and 70 kilowatts and 95 horsepower to be able to pull this. Looks pretty cool when you start it up. Let's lower down the implement. Start it up. Look at the bands going around. That's really cool. So let's start it up, and this works just like the other round balers. Around 70 or 80%, it's going to start beeping to let you know that you're going to have to eject the bale with the Y key when it's full. Okay, around 70%, 68, 70%, and it's full now. Just going to back up here, release it. It's all wrapped up in netting. Press the Y key again to put it back down. Looks like we have some lights on this as well. Very nice. Okay, for our second baler, we have a really nice one here. The John Deere 690 square baler. It's going to cost you $28,000 in the shop with a $160 a day maintenance fee. The work width is not mentioned. Has a 20 km/h work speed, so that's pretty quick. And to pull this, you'll need 99 kilowatts and 135 horsepower. So let's lower it down, unfold it. Nice animation there. Let's turn it on. And we're going to try this on some grass. So like I said, all these balers will work with all three things: grass, straw, and hay. And that works just great too. Has some beacons on it. Signal lights work, hazards, very nice. Okay, we'll stop right there. Eject our bales. Number 3, we have another round baler here. This is the John Deere 684 round baler. It's going to cost you $34,500 in the shop with a $115 a day maintenance fee. Work width is not mentioned. Has a 20 kilometer an hour work speed, and it requires 74 kilowatts and 100 horsepower to be able to pull it. So let's take a quick little look around at that. Looks pretty cool. Jump in our tractor here, get them to work. Lower them down, turn them on, and we're off to the races. Really quiet. And it filled up super quick. Y key to release. Bales look a little smaller than the last. And lastly, we have the John Deere 678 square baler. This will run you $52,000 in the shop with a $180 a day maintenance fee. Work width is not mentioned. 20 kilometer an hour work speed, and this requires 110 kilowatts and 150 horsepower to pull it. Let's take a little look around at it. Now, I know it looks, actually this is a round baler, sorry guys. It looks like it wraps it, but actually what it's going to do is just fall through that little netting there. It's going to just land on the ground. That does not work, unfortunately, but everything else works just fine. Just lower it down and turn it on. And it's picking it up. You can see it building up there. You'll have to release this. So watch it. It'll just fall right through that netting. Or right over it, I should say, but like I said, that don't work, but that part don't work, but it makes the bales fairly quick, and it still runs great. Just doesn't wrap them. Your 4 balers will be located under baling technology. There's the 4 of them there. So there you have it, guys. That was the Ultimate John Deere Pack version 2.0. Like I said, you will have to unzip it. There's 24 zip files inside, 29 pieces altogether. File size is 700.6 megabytes. Additional information and links can be found down below in the description, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's review. If you did, maybe you can leave a like on your way out. And if you're new to the channel, guys, why don't you go ahead and click on Nick right there in the middle of your screen, and I'll bring you new mod reviews every second day and Let's Plays every other day. Plus, my Patreon link is just below that. If you'd like to help and contribute to the channel, it really helps out. So, until next time, take care, and I will see you guys all in the next one.